Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. It's me, the South African Wanderer. And you would have seen my video a couple of weeks back about my quick visit to the Acquature gallery in Parkhurst and how I was actually contemplating building a tank of my own. So, well, here's the tank. Obviously, then I've gone ahead and gotten the tank. Um, but I think maybe it will seem a little bit like a point of departure from what I normally do. So I wanted to give a quick background maybe on about why I got into this planted aquarium in particular. So um, I think we've always been tank people or fish tank people. My dad kept a fish tank, I think, even before I was born, because all my life growing up, I remember him having fish tanks or us having fish tanks in the house. And then, when we moved to Newlands, we had anything between 2 and 4 fish tanks set up at any given time. And it would be up to myself and my brother to clean and maintain the fish tank. And then eventually, as we got older, it was my brother who, got more into the hobby and got a little bit more serious with some planted tanks, just with some, easy to grow plants like Vallis and Amazon swords at the time. And then eventually he tried to get into some very rare tropical fish as well, discus, and he kept those for a while, but eventually he had to, I think, return them because he wasn't having too much success with them. So yeah, we've always been tank people, and I, over the last few years, have been watching a lot of YouTube videos on aquascaping, guys like Serpa Design and MD Fish and things like that. And yeah, eventually I decided it was time to pull the trigger. Obviously, we've come a long way from the tanks we kept, where the technology almost has advanced a lot, and what's available here in South Africa now is much more than it was 10, 15 years ago. So stuff like the soils and the substrates that we use in the tank, the number of plants available, and even some of the fish that are available now that wouldn't have been available a few years back. So we're going to do a series maybe of 3 videos of how we set up this tank and how we got it to a planted stage, and hopefully eventually introducing livestock as well. So this is going to be the first part, of that series. So I went through to Acquature last Tuesday, and I got myself what was the ADA 30 cube starter kit. So the starter kit obviously comes with the tank itself, and then it comes with a substrate which helps with the filtration and keeping the tank water parameters in place. And then it comes with a soil that you can then plant your your underwater plants in. And then the non-slip mat that goes underneath the tank was also included in that package. I had to buy the light and the filter separately, but again, the guys at Acquature actually helped me out with that and make sure I got a good light for my budget and the filter that suited my budget as well. And they actually had a filter that was already cycled that actually helped kickstart the aquarium. So I had a vision of what I wanted in the tank, and you'll see how it's set up now. But initially, I started off with the idea that we'll get a much bigger piece of wood. But sitting with Chris and looking at the different options, when we put the wood in the tank, we realized that anything too big would block out the light in the tank. So we went for a smaller sort of centerpiece in the tank. And to find that centerpiece and as well as the rocks that we used in the tank, I went through looking, in the yard where Acquature has got so much hardscape to choose from. So they've got the rocks, they've got different types of wood, different types of rocks as well, and they sell these by the kilo. So you could go through and choose, what will suit your aquarium build and, what your vision is. And then you just pay for, what you need almost.
Dark dragon. This grey one.
This grey one is Cerio stone.
Cerio stone.
Cerio and
then this up here is dragonstone.
Dragonstone, correct.
Yes.
You can see why.
And they sell all of this by kilo, hey?
Yeah.
By weight. The dragonstone has to be imported.
Dragonstone, yes, come from China. Cerio, yes, China.
Yeah.
These, they say it's local, but I don't think so. I think it's imported as well.
Could be like from Zimbabwe. Local.
Exactly.
So this is spider wood. A lot of spider wood here.
It's called honeycomb. No, this is not honeycomb. This is for terrariums and paludariums.
Yeah.
Throw moss on it.
More rocks underneath here. Even more rocks, hardscape. You need some big tanks to actually get some of these in. Like this root would make a perfect feature for like a 90 or something.
Now what you can do is,
okay, so this is where we're gonna try and find a nice central feature root for my tank. I've got an idea of what I want to be doing, so I'm going to search through. Maybe it'll take a good 10-15 minutes just to get what I'm looking for, but there's so much option here, so let's give it a try.
So then once we found possible suitable pieces of wood, I realized, as I said, the one piece of wood would have been too big for this 30 cube tank. So we went with actually 3 smaller pieces that we then glued together to look almost like a single stump. So Chris helped out with that. And that's just, simple super glue and paper towel that he stuffed at strategic spots and then glued the wood together so it looks like one piece of wood. And then once we got the wood that we wanted, we started the actual scaping of the tank. And you'll see we added the substrate material first, and that goes towards the back of the tank. And then we added in the soil, which is nutrient soil that will help the plants to grow. And the soil also comes with a extra smaller packet of sort of tablets that help boost growth initially, I think. And you'll see that we've sloped the soil and the substrate, with less soil at the front and then a bit of a hill towards the back. This actually adds depth to the tank and makes the tank look bigger than it is. And when you're looking at it from the front, it looks deeper than it is by giving it that slope. And then I didn't film it, but we put in the actual wood, and we found that on the wood itself, there was a bit of a gap between the wood and it sitting on the soil itself. So I went out and found these Pelindaba rocks that we've got in here. So Pelindaba rocks are rocks that are from Johannesburg, and they have this nice striation. So I had to actually find two pieces of rock that matched each other, and then we put them in and we stuck the wood to the rock itself. So this will help keep the wood in the tank and not float off, although the lead wood that we use is also quite heavy, so it shouldn't really float off, but it's just more of a guarantee that it won't float off. And then I used two pieces of rock and a smaller piece just to make it look more natural. I think just to give it a little bit of balance and make sure that it looked a little bit better. So yeah, I think that will be the end of part one, and the build to that point. I think the next video will give you an update on the plants I've chosen and how they're growing. I just want to give them some time to grow in. So we've just literally planted the foreground plants and the mid-ground plants, and it's going to need maybe about a month to grow in. So we're going to give you an update in a month's time on how the tank is progressing, as well as all the maintenance steps I've had to take to get it to be stable and a growing tank. So yeah, we'll end the video now here, and maybe add in a little bit longer segment of B-roll on the Acquature setups. And if you enjoy that, remember to check out Acquature as well. I'll put their links in the video description as well. So yeah, we'll catch you in about a month's time just to see how the plant growth has come in. And in the meantime, I'll do some research on what the possible livestock that we're going to stock in here is going to be as well. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.